Hello everybody, welcome to Meatwad Gaming. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to play some Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, early access game that came out mid-December. We're going to play a Paladin today. Right here we're on the character select screen, and basically you have your race and class. Today we're playing Dwarf Paladin. You have your typical stats, strength, stamina, agility, dexterity, constitution, wisdom, intellect, charisma. Every class uses these statistics differently. The tooltip will tell you which class or which stat, where you should place your stats. There's also an auto allocate button to help you just get right into it. I believe I put points into strength and agility. Give me a little more armor class. The character creation screen does not give you a lot of customization options quite yet, but that will probably be updated in the future. Now, these show the tooltip show typically your typical MMO controls: mouse look, WAS and D for movement, spacebar to jump, scroll in, scroll out, playing first person mode or third person. Right now the game pretty much loads you in right at your trainers. This next tooltip tells you how to get into your inventory by hitting the I key. Tells you that it gives you your first couple of abilities, spell scrolls, which you need to scribe to your spell book, basically. And you get to your spell book by by hitting the B key. Combat is started by either right-clicking on the mob or monster that you're trying to attack. You target that monster by clicking on it with the left mouse button, or tab targeting and cycling through all the targets in front of you, and then using your abilities down here on your hotbar. There have a little shortcut keys at the bottom to show you what key accesses which hotbar button. Or you can just click on the button itself. But we'll get more into that later. Right now we'll go to the inventory, and we're going to scribe our spells by right-clicking on them. And 3 seconds later, boom, it's in your spell book. And we're going to open up the spell book with B, and we're going to right-click on those abilities and put them on the hotbar. Right now, there's 3 different sections to the hotbar. The top 4 left buttons are your techniques. The right 6 are your utility spells, and your bottom hotbar are your instant action abilities. Only certain abilities can go in certain sections of the hotbar. Let's go try and find something to kill here. Let's go find some XP. Right now out here it's a little gloomy and foggy, but sure we'll be able to find something. The Dwarf Paladin starts in the town called Avelia in Thronefast. The zone called Thronefast. Right there you have your stamina bar, and if you hit the shift key, allows you to sprint. And your sprint skill will go up as you use your sprint ability. There's going to be a newbie monster yard around here somewhere. Most surfaces in the game are climbable, which will also use your stamina bar, and has its own separate skill. See down there we got a skill up for our sprinting ability. Eventually it'll be a little more efficient. Looks like we got warrior trainers, I think. There's gonna be a rat around here somewhere. So basically, to climb anything, you just walk up to it and just keep pressing forward, and the character will auto attack or auto climb. Here we found a rat, so we just hit tab to target them. And we got here we have the consideration system. You hit C to consider the level of the mob, the difficulty that you will have in battle. Right here we have a list of all the colors of what the mobs consider to. Typically you want to stay between light blue and white. Anything else could be 2 to more levels higher than you, which is going to be a very difficult fight unless you're in a group. And we just right click on the mob or activate an ability. And it is turn-based, with global cooldown for most abilities. Your main abilities are accessed through the number keys at the top of your keyboard. That's the bottom hotbar. Your techniques, the top left, are accessed through pressing the Alt key and the number. And your utility buttons are accessed through Shift and a number. The next part here is about resting. After battle, typically you're not going to be full health. So if you need to regenerate mana or health, you just hit the X key to sit down, and you will regen much faster. You get the resting buff up there in the top right corner. And once you're at full health, it's time for action again. And for the most part, it's rinse and repeat. A game like this, typically you'll find a group and pretty much camp an area and wait for mobs to show up. If you want to play solo, which is entirely possible, you can just run around the world and find whatever. Find XP wherever you can. Alright, let's go find some more. Let's go find some more monsters. Oh yeah. Should you die in this game, after level 5, you will leave behind a corpse, which will contain all of your inventory. Everything except your equipped gear. All your money, bags, and inventory will be left on your corpse, and you need to locate your corpse. In order to do that, or make that easier, you can use the /LOC or /location command to give you the coordinates. And you want to do that before you release and teleport back to your home bind point. That way, you know where you died, and it makes it much easier to find your remains in the world. After level 5, it's a little unforgiving, this game. You will lose a little bit of XP, about 5%, and you will have to find your corpse. The only other option would be to either get a res from a cleric or to have a summoner summon your corpse. Typically there are people around town, near the center of town here, that will do that for you. Let's head on out of here. Now, coming up, we have a rat. You want to make sure you consider whichever you're fighting, so you hit that C key and hit, I have it set up as E for auto attack. All the key bindings here are customizable up in the top menu. Most of the mobs in this area will be easily killable at your level, but there are some mobs that may not be, because this area is designed for anywhere from level 1 to level 5. So there could be a few mobs out here that will be a few levels higher than you. And there are also other things like some monsters are social, and they will group up on you, and if you attack one of them, you will get all of them in the area, and they will all attack you at the same time, which usually does not end well. I'm going to rest up a little bit here. I'm going to go for this yellowback hornet. And these are one of those social mobs. So any other hornets that are within range, like this little buddy right here, will also join in the fray, which is getting very close to death. Ooh, lay on hands. There we go. Lucky. That was very, very close. Thank you, Paladin abilities. Your lay on hands ability can save your life, but it does also have a half-hour cooldown, so you can only use it once every half hour. As for the other Paladin abilities, your technique, the one on the top left, is basically just a bonus damage. And the first ability on your main hotbar is Shock Undead. That spell is only good for skeletons or zombies or any other undead mobs that are in the game. Down at the bottom of the screen, you have your XP bar. You'll see after every mob, the XP will hopefully be growing. In the top left, above my nameplate in my hit point box, is your hunger and thirst meter. Those will go down as you are playing, so you got to keep an eye on that. They give you food and water in your inventory to start off with your spells. That first green bar below my name is the health bar. Then below that is the readiness bar, which certain abilities will use certain resources. The other resource, the red bar below that, is Wrath. It's specific to the Paladin itself. Readiness is generated through hitting an enemy or being hit by an enemy. And Wrath is accrued through using abilities. At the top of the screen, you have your compass. That's pretty much your only means of navigation in this game. There is no in-game map. There is no overlay map. So your only mode of navigation in this game is that compass and known landmarks. So be prepared for an adventure. You're going to be lost quite a bit. That is the number one reason why when you do die, you're gonna want to find your location, and that way you can kind of backtrack your footsteps and help you find your corpse for you. There are maps online, player-created maps, interactive maps actually, that are very good, and they're coming out slowly but surely as people explore the game and adventure through Terminus, the world of Pantheon. I'll leave a link to one of those maps in the description of this video. Above my hotbars, you may have noticed the macros button. Macros can be created to perform typically used functions or often used functions. In the top left corner, the paper next to the scroll, that's your macro button. It'll open up this black box and will allow you to create macros where you can input commands that you'd use quite often. I created a button for the location, just so I don't have to type /LOC every time I die. I can just click that button. But macros are a much bigger topic and would require its own video. I'll probably make one of those in the future. Just as your sprint ability gains skill ups and ranks up higher as you use it, your other abilities will also. Weapon skills, your defensive skills. Right there, we just got better at using swords, slashing weapons. And defensive skills, those will passively go up as you're fighting monsters. Magic works the same way. As you use certain spells from certain of different types, you'll get skill ups in that skill set. Here we are fighting a brown rat. We're very close to leveling up. That blue bar on the bottom is almost all the way to the end of the screen here. Get back here. And dang, level 2. Now we can go back to our trainers and get our new spells and get some new abilities to use to fight our foes here. Now it appears my bags are full. I wanted to gather as much loot as I could. Right there, that scroll that starts the quest for your trade skills, your harvesting skills. In the center of town by the well, that's where you turn in that quest. You talk to the foreman there. You open up your inventory with the I key again. You can also open up all your bags. You can have 5 bags at the bottom of your inventory window there. Press I to open your inventory and O to open all your bags. Like I said, I just wanted to gather as much loot as I can to sell to the vendor so I can afford my spells. And we're going to fight the skeleton here. Undead is kind of the Paladin's favorite kind of mob. Got extra abilities to do damage to them. You gotta watch out for things like up here in the top right corner. These are debuffs caused by the monster. Sometimes these can be very, very detrimental. You'll see cast bars under their health bar, and a lot of times you're gonna want to watch and later on in the game use abilities to interrupt these before they get put on you. Right there, that cast bar. Some of those, like, that decreases strength and your constitution, which is your health, which can affect you very, very negatively in a fight. Very quickly, later on in the game especially. Here we are fighting a small dusk bat. Very close to leveling up to level 3 here. I believe we're gonna go get our spells after this one. Things were going pretty smoothly through level 2 with the abilities I had, especially during the nighttime with the undead. After this, we're gonna head up to our trainer. We're gonna sell all of our. We're gonna empty our bags, sell all of our loot to the vendor, and pick up our new spells. And here we are after a bit of running around a little bit. I finally found the Paladin and Cleric training area. We're going to empty our bags here and purchase our new spells. Run over to the Paladin Scrolls vendor. Press I to open up our inventory. And to sell, all you have to do is hold Alt and right click on the item, and it'll sell it to the vendor. Don't sell your food and water. Yes, every once in a while, your hunger and thirst meters will drop, and you'll have to physically go into your inventory, right-click on them to replenish those. If they get to 0, you will start taking damage, I guess. I believe is what it is. It'll bring you down to 1 hit point if you go hungry or thirsty. If you look through the available ability scrolls, anything that you already know will tell you that you already know it, and everything that you cannot use will be in red. Right there, only already known. So purchase the 3 new abilities that we can use from level 2 and level 3. Same as before. With our original scrolls, right click on them, subscribe them to the spell book, then hit B, scroll down, and add all 3 new abilities to your hotbar. And that's about it for the beginner tutorial for Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. It's in early access on Steam. Pick it up. It sure is a lot of fun, especially if you play the old EverQuest. It'll be very, very familiar. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.